from when we started the base of the actual crane tower to where we're at right now is roughly about 12 months, give or take, right there. So right now they're doing what we call flying tables, and they're pulling our forms, our tables from level 22, and they're pulling them out on the south end of our building and repositioning them up here on top of level 22, which creates the deck for level 23. And they'll do this all the way from the west end of the building all the way until the stops here on the east. And then once they're done with that and everything is secure and safe, that's when you'll start to see rebar, PT cables, all of our MEP trays that get up here and start putting in their electrical and plumbing cans, and fire sprinkler cans. And then roughly about 10 days later, we're ready to pour another level. We are on level 18, and if you look up above in the ceiling, you see all these brackets, and they're actually called hangers. And the whole idea is, if you turn right here, you can see how they're holding up the pipes. So these are our riser, waste, and vent lines, and this is in preparation for each of our units. Toilets, water, waste, things of that nature. So that's what, when we have a clear floor like this, the plumbers usually come on through and they put up all their riser and waste line. And as we drop down below, you'll see all the other people that come behind it and what they do.
What has been kind of the most challenging part with kind of a project like this so far?
With a project like this, so you would think that having this 7-acre site, we'd have all kinds of lay down room and room to store items, and there'd be plenty of room for truck traffic. But we're building actually a 6-story at the same time, and it's right next door to us. And with that being said, just the logistics of getting the amount of material, men and women inside these buildings from point A to point B, getting in there safely, coordinating with how much is coming in, because our Alamo unit that runs our material all day long, it is 5-6 days a week, it is slammed with material deliveries all day. So that's probably our biggest challenge with a project like this, especially when you have such a close proximity of another project happening at the same time. All these lines that you see on the ground, these all represent walls. And Michael and his partner Dree, they come out, they'll snap grid lines out, and every single unit that you see on every floor, before they do any framing whatsoever, everything is completely laid out. So that way when the framer comes up here, he knows specifically right where to put his bottom truck. Currently right now we're on 16, and you can see they are actually installing our window wall system. So on this project, we're trying to do everything in a clockwork motion for all trades. It just makes the flow that much better. So they always will start down on the west end, and they will just clip along. And roughly, it's taking them about 7 to 8 days per floor to get a full window system in. Okay, so you can start to see they're actually standing and framing walls. We'll go into a typical unit if you want. And as we go lower, you'll start to actually see the finishes on them. But we're standing in the kitchen, the future kitchen here. We have a family room over here. And then if you follow me over here, we actually have a bedroom and a bathroom. And I'm standing out in the closet. So this is for 12, and for the most part the framing is done. So we have these freezer flaps here because from here on down we're starting to have actual floor finishes, and we got to try to keep the heat in. But as you can look up and you can see now all the different MC and feeder lines. They're penetrating into each unit, and as we go down, you'll see there'll be fire caulk in those, and we'll show you that on the next level. You can start to see that we got our rough-in plumbing starting. We got a bathtub over here already installed. The water in it is because they're testing it. All these lines up here are called your trunk lines, which all tie into this unit here, which is a FCU or a fan coil unit. Long story short is this is what heats and cools each unit. These corner units, all the way stacked, all have their own private balcony. And then the corner units on the west end as well will all have their own balconies. And these corner units are all 2-bedroom units, and the ones in the middle are typically a 1-bedroom. So level 10, we are what we call looking to try to get a cover inspection. The plumbers, the electricians, they all have to have a sign off from their inspector. And part of the city inspector, when he gets our cover, is again, he's looking up at things like this, where you have penetrations going through mising walls. Are each penetration fire caulked? So if he says, yes, everything looks good, that's what we call cover, and we will start insulating the next day and actually sheetrocking on the wall. So down below, we got a cover last week. You'll start to see the insulation and the sheetrock going on the wall. Head to level 9. So level 9, you can see all the insulation on the walls. And the way they typically do it is on a normal floor like this, roughly 15 units, they'll come in, takes them about 2 days roughly, and they'll get everything insulated. And then the next thing that comes in, if you want to follow me into this unit, they get all the actual ceilings installed first. So all the sheetrock on the ceilings will happen in all 15 units. And then that's usually about 2 days. And then day 3, we get all of our wall rock on. And so they'll actually start hanging wall rock here probably tomorrow or Friday. And this will all turn white. This is level 8. So this is one of those floors where we have completely hung all the sheetrock. We'll go into just like a normal unit. And this is where we are actually mud and taping all the joints. And on their final coat, after it dries, they'll come in here and they'll sand every one of those joints, getting the walls prepared and ready for our primer and first coat of paint. And so we'll actually get to see that on floor 7 when we're done in here. Right now we're at the busiest as we'll ever be. So basically, again, like what you saw upstairs was the concrete getting ready to be poured still on upper floors, the evolution of framing on a few floors below with rough and MEP, and then you get down here where we actually have actual finishes happening, and as we drop, we'll have flooring and cabinets and countertops. And so yeah, right now we're at the height of us being busy. So it's pretty exciting.